Gainesville and Broward tends to be a pretty sustainable blue. And so I guess they're an easy target for red meat.
That's North Central Florida State Representative Yvonne Henson reacting to Governor DeSantis and newly appointed CFO Blaise Ngolia of launching a Doge investigation in Gainesville and Broward County.
And we have more local reaction from Mayor Harvey Ward and the head of the Republican Party, Tim Martin. But first, TV20's Capitol Bureau reporter breaks down why the state is targeting these municipalities.
Gainesville and Broward County were put on notice just hours after Chief Financial Officer Blaise Ngolia took office, and now he says that this is part of the state's effort to cut government spending across the board, leading to potential lower property taxes.
A new era of accountability is upon us in Florida.
The city of Gainesville and Broward County are the first targets of state audits authorized under the current budget. The goal, track how local governments are spending your tax dollars.
The Doge teams will show up to these areas, review data systems, review the physical premises, review the personnel records of county and cities, specifically ones that have kind of come under the microscope. So this is much different than me just sending a letter saying, hey, you know, what did you spend that on?
The governor, along with CFO Ngolia and the Florida Doge director, sent letters to both governments late Monday announcing the investigation. DeSantis argues the audits are key to future property tax relief.
If you want to do property tax relief, part of what you have to do is identify the way that the areas that impose those taxes to begin with, those areas of government, how are they spending the money?
Broward County Commissioner Steve Geller says while the budget has increased, so have costs.
You have to increase your spending by approximately property tax by approximate inflation and population growth, and that's what they have.
Ngolia says this effort's meant to benefit homeowners.
We've seen property values go up over the past couple of years, right? Who should benefit from the rise in property values? You guys should, not government.
The governor says state Doge auditors will be visiting city halls across the state in the coming weeks. In Gainesville, Cody Butler, TV20 News.
And Governor DeSantis and the state's new chief financial officer say Gainesville's spending needs a closer look, and they're launching a full audit of city operations.
The announcement is already drawing strong reactions here at home, with City Hall defending its policies. Local Republicans saying it's about time. TV20's Misty Webb joins us now live from Gainesville City Hall. And Misty, what are leaders there saying about the state's plans?
The state's audit of Gainesville is sparking strong local reaction, with city officials defending their spending and local Republicans calling for more transparency. State officials say they plan to review city finances, including access to property, systems, and staff, to investigate what it calls irresponsible spending. But Gainesville Mayor Harvey Ward says City Hall is standing firm in its approach. He says the city's priorities reflect the community's priorities, and leaders are ready to answer any questions.
Gainesville's an open book. We were when the legislature asked us questions a few years ago, and we will always be an open book. We are proud of the work that we do here in Gainesville. The truth is, our tax burden is right there in the middle of the pack for cities our size.
But local Republican Party leaders argue that the state audit is long overdue. They say Gainesville financial history warrants a deeper look, and that city leaders should welcome the oversight.
And I don't think that the citizens necessarily have the authority to really kind of do this, so it's going to take somebody at the state level to really get in here and see exactly what's going on and actually have the authority to do something about it. You know, the voters only have so much power at the ballot box.
The state's audit team plans to begin its review on July 31st. City officials say they will cooperate but defend its record. Reporting live in Gainesville, Misty Webb, TV 20 News.
Day one of a two-day session of the state Doge auditors is over.
Chief Financial Officer Blaise Ngolia told Gainesville Mayor Harvey Ward he had concerns about the city's finances, so a team of state auditors wanted access to city records. TV 20's Deja Clayton has been at City Hall all day where discussions were underway. Deja, what did day one consist of?
Well, Mayor Harvey Ward says that officials have been here since 8 o'clock this morning, but that they didn't discuss everything. So Ward says that they met with the city manager and other senior staff members today, who will do the same tomorrow. And Chief Financial Officer Blaise Ngolia sent his letter last week. He demanded numerous financial documents and access to city property, including employee salary information, records on GRU, and diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Ngolia criticized the city for taxes increase and spending over the last few years. Mayor Ward says the city has nothing to hide.
No, I'm not worried. We have an external audit every single year. We've been through all these sorts of things before. The City of Gainesville is an open book. We are here to deliver services to the people of Gainesville and to reflect the values of the people of Gainesville.
Florida Doge workers will be here tomorrow again as well, as they also announced today it would be conducting audits into other city governments, including Jacksonville. Mayor Ward is planning to hold his weekly news conference tomorrow, and we'll hear more about the state's visit then. Live in Gainesville, Deja Clayton, TV 20 News.
Protesters gathered outside Gainesville city offices today for the Doge visit. Organizations like the NAACP and the Alachua County Labor Coalition were there. Protesters said they don't believe what the state wrote in the letter announcing the audit. State officials will wrap up, as Deja just mentioned, that second day of audit tomorrow.
The day after the audit was announced last week, Governor DeSantis and new Chief Financial Officer Ngolia came to Gainesville to explain why. DeSantis accused Gainesville city leaders of spending too much money on DEI and Green New Deal style programs. He said the audit would be thorough.
And here's the thing, this is not optional cooperation. This has been passed by the Florida legislature, signed into law by me as governor. There's also constitutional authority that helps inform this, and the CFO also has authority to be able to inform this.
In a letter from the governor today, Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Orange counties, along with the city of Jacksonville, will be audited next.
From the state is clear. Work with us or we will subpoena your records.
City of Gainesville officials cooperated with state Doge auditors last week. Well, TV 20 Capitol Bureau reporter Cody Butler joins us live now. Cody, why is Florida's Chief Financial Officer Blaise Ngolia calling out local governments that aren't cooperating?
Yeah, he's trying to get everyone on board with this, and audit teams are currently across the state right now in Orange and Manatee counties this week. And he says that he's trying to identify waste and abuse.
I know for a fact that there was a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse in the system.
Chief Financial Officer Blaise Ngolia says he wants local governments to cut spending, especially with how much money is coming in.
What we've seen over the last 5 years, especially post-COVID, we've seen a lot of increases in property tax receipts, resulting in general government growing.
At least 9 counties and cities are under the microscope, including Gainesville and Manatee County. But Ngolia says not everyone is playing ball.
This is not a negotiation with local government. So we've had counties that have asked us to sign non-disclosure agreements for public information.
But counties are pushing back, saying transparency is already part of the process.
We welcome Doge just like we welcome our citizens to review our budgets and our decision-making processes.
Florida Association of Counties spokeswoman Cragen Mosteller says the public already has access to budget information.
County budgets go through a very broad public hearing process. Everything is online. We have the broadest public records and sunshine laws in the nation. And so all of this is available for our citizens to look at any day.
She says counties follow strict rules depending upon where the money comes from, and that no two counties are alike.
Every county is unique and very, very different. And what's really important in one county isn't so much important.
Now, the Doge reports are expected to be released in a couple of months, and Ngolia says as CFO, he can continue to look deeper into these local budgets as he sees fit.
Mayor Ward is also reacting to comments we shared last night from Florida Chief Financial Officer Blaise Ngolia. It's been a week since a dozen members of the state's Doge team spent 2 days at City Hall reviewing the city's records as part of an audit. Other cities and counties are also under scrutiny, and Alachua County is next on the list. Ngolia warned government agencies during a news conference yesterday he wouldn't name the cities or counties, but said his team will issue subpoenas if they have to, and that's not all.
In addition, If we have enough information, we are going to send in the digital forensics team from FDLE and find out who is scrubbing the information, and then we may refer that over for criminal investigation.
TV20 asked Mayor Ward if he can be certain Gainesville is not one of the cities Ngolia was referring to.
I can't imagine that that's the case here, or, I mean, I don't have any information about that, so I don't, to my knowledge, no, that's not the case.
Doge auditors are examining management practices, salary figures, DEI, Green New Deal, and homeless services and transportation.
Florida's Chief Financial Officer Blaise Ngoglia announced some of the results of Alachua County's Doge audit.
He's in town for the annual GOP fundraiser in Alachua, which kicks off in about 30 minutes. TV20's Kayla Lewis joins us live in Alachua. Kayla, how much did Ngoglia say the county's general fund budget has increased?
Ngoglia says Alachua County's general fund budget has increased a little more than $140 million over the past 5 years. He also says that government spending has ballooned over that same time and claims Alachua County leaders have overspent nearly $85 million. He also questions why the county is still spending money given to them during COVID. Governments are supposed to adjust their spending for both inflation and population growth, but with only an increase of nearly 16,000 people over 5 years, Ngoglia says, quote, the math is not mathing.
They have more than enough money to fund essential services, deliver on their promises, and cut their budgets at the same time. The sad reality is that they just don't want to.
Ngoglia is calling the county's spending excessive and wasteful. The results for the city of Gainesville's audit should be released in several weeks, and he will come back to announce them. The black tie and blue jeans event Ngoglia is here for is set to get underway in about 30 minutes, and we plan to talk to Congresswoman Kat Cammack and others as they arrive. Live in Alachua, Kayla Lewis, TV 20 News.
We asked a spokesperson for Alachua County government how they are responding to the comments from the CFO. They released a statement saying they've been cooperative with the state's Doge staff, and since they didn't know about today's news conference, they need time to review the numbers shared. Alachua County also sent a news release earlier today with information about their budget. They say last year's property taxes averaged $714 per person. That's $200 less than the state average, making Alachua County the 32nd lowest in Florida. We'll have a link to the full release on our website.